Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am truly zonked, and you know something, I'm just champing at the bit here to get going because it's been a week since I recorded the last episode and it's taken me that time to edit it down, and I've really just been wanting to get back to playing. I did a little fiddling around on the side, but nothing significant there. It is time. We need to start some construction here, and I have a plan. It's not a great plan. I have gone ahead and taken the liberty of making a blueprint of a number of biomass generators. I should have the parts I need. Oh shit, yeah. Let's make sure I got the inventory right. So let's see. Hold on a second. Let me, where's... Where did I put it? I put something down here, didn't I? Yes. Okay. Right. Okay. So, I'm going to have to dispose of like 90% of those blueprints. They just don't work for me anymore. So, here's what we're going to do. Alright, let's get down to the beach. That other little beach. There's a bunch of beaches, but... Meep, meep. Okay. So, did I wake somebody up? I did. Anybody else? I think once we get a footprint down in the area, they'll keep them from respawning. All right. So let's see. The first thing I need to build is a little. Well, oh shit! I forgot to check. Oh, never mind. I'll find out what I need. What I need to do is I need to clear out some of these trees here, because I'm going to be building out over the water. They changed the ones that can't? Oh, that's interesting. Oops. Oh, that's weird. I don't get that. So, yeah, I can take you out. But not you. Will it go if I just, what is it because I'm flying? No, right? Wait a second, hold on. Or am I just out of fuel? I'm out of fuel. Oh! Which means I'm out of fuel. Fuck. Okay. Alright. Be right back. Alright, so now that I'm done sorting and sinking over here, I don't need these sinks, and I don't need sort of the biofuel from there for a little bit, burners, but I want having to build this little thing to sustain it, because I didn't like having to keep refilling the hub over there. Manually, that is. So I got this little. Oh, you're still producing? Wow, you still got stuff going. No shit. All right. Yeah. So basically, as long as I got something in the box there, some wood or grass, I've got biofuel forever. I'm actually just going to grab a stack. I'm going to forego a good deal of what I was going to do before, and. Yeah, that's a lot, I know. Skip a step. You know, not that it really matters. Doesn't matter. We're going to use this thing once, so it doesn't matter. And I'm not going to use all the biofuel that I just picked up. I just didn't feel like coming back for that. And on the note of what to not come back for, make the list. So I just need uno, y uno. See? Alright, and... oh, there it is. Right, okay. And, yeah. Payloads? Wait, for the what? Oh, because I got programmable splitter in there. Something like that. Oh, I'm actually going to need... alright, I'll be good.
I'll be good, I promise.
Yeah, right. Just a couple stacks of these. I don't need a ton. I'll use them. Alright. You know, I have compared the speeds between the vehicles before, and flying with sprint is still the fastest. I got a speedometer mod that's on there right now. It's showing me 99 to 101, and change kph slash 62-ish miles. Anyways, yeah, the Explorer, I think, was only close, and still only got, I think, to like 70 kilometers per hour. So I thought that was interesting. Other than that, only a Hypertube cannon, I think, is faster. Alright. Alright, let's try this again. For the ones that'll let us. Aye, lad, I found on this planet they're mushroom trees. Some of them can be quite tough indeed. Yeah, yep, no. Okay, good enough. I can get you. No, piss off. I'm gonna take you out just to spite. Oh! Well, that's new. Right on. Okay, so let's see. So I need to build an array of, the biomass burners don't need to be over the water. I'll put stuff over the water later because I usually need a bunch of water. If I build it right over the water, I don't have to pipe it anywhere. It's just right under my feet. So, let's see, the Jumpstarter power. All right, blathering. Wait, is that another? Oh, okay, never mind. Shit, gotta watch out. I don't want to go too far up there. I'm sure there's more shit up there, right? We will go slug hunting some other day. All right, how to do this? Let's see. So that's the thing. I built. This is one blueprint in the Blueprint Designer Plus mod, their largest module, and this is 20 biomass burners. I need 3 of these. And you know something? All right, and this is gonna make sense in a moment here, but it's one of those lessons that I'd learned another time. When you need big, wide open, flat area of space to build, where do you always find it? Directly above the water. Yeah, okay. I didn't want to have to build things that didn't need water right on. Hold on, let's do something. Wait. Oh, does it actually remember the last one I used? Oh, that's nice. Alright, so another mod I'm trying out here is also called Infinite Zoop. So let's see, I want to snap this to world grid, and this is mainly just so that it simplifies connecting things like rails and roads between distances. If everything's in the same grid, at least they're originating key points. I think of. I just wasn't expecting it to be pointing that way. I always never mind. Let's see. Okay, fine. We will start this around here. And this will make sense in a moment. Now, I don't know how to use this new mod yet, though. Oh, I think for the mod I have to, oh crap, I gotta unlock it. It's part of the, story, which is fine. That's cool. Actually, I prefer it that way, that, you know, if a mod's gonna add, you know, a feature or ability to the game, however minor, that, you know, well, yeah, sure, you need to do work for it and earn it, pay for it, you know? In-game, that is, you know? But these guys deserve some money, too. Anyways, zooping, how am I doing this? Where was it? Alright. So what I do, all my builds are basically built with the... Now, hold on. Snap, rotate, build, hide on. Precision dupe. Interesting. Where everything, there's always a subfloor. That's what I'm getting to. There's always a subfloor where basically that's where I do, you know, logistics floor. Shuffle all the, oh god, I miss smart mod. Oh, there we are. Hey, I get there eventually. That's what I want. All right, that's fine. That's excellent. Okay. It might not even still be quite big enough. So when I go to place the blueprint, it's always hovering in the air and has no bottom, because it's always expecting to be, you know, placed on top of some, you know, foundation, you know, footprint like this. So yeah, so not big enough. All right, so let me do this. If I snap. Oh, I haven't figured out nudge yet. Oh, how do I do that now? Shit. Am I like one clicking and... No, one click just placed it. Alright, whatever that did, that's... Am I lined up? I'm absolutely not lined up. What I will do for alignment purposes... That was my answer to nudge. Before nudge was a nudge. I just had to use like key guides and things, you know. And actually, I should have still been able to use nudge. I just haven't, like, you know, figured out the mechanics of it yet. I'll get there. It's in due time. Right now, I just want to get something building here. So, okay, here's the first batch of 20. I need 2 more of these, and that will supply the electricity. I'm going to build right on, just on top of that fucker, because I just don't care. I might even trim a little bit out here so I don't have, like, double... In fact, yes, I am going to do that. Alright, now this one I need to place in the reverse direction so that the belts can feed into each other. Now, where's... Hold on. Build menu. No. No. Oh, lock hologram. Right? Ah, there you are. I see you. Okay. That's right. I think that's where I wanted it anyways. Oh. Ah, fuck. It nudged. Nope. Now, let me stretch out a little more foundation underneath these. And this one in particular isn't going to need, you know, any particular, like, special flow. In fact, it's not going to need anything at all. I'm just doing this for the sake of consistency in the build right now. It'll make sense. So let's see. Right, so that's an input, and that's an output. So I want... Actually, do I want on that? No, never mind. I'm overthinking. Because that's what I do. Let's build the foundation out a little bit first. I don't need that much. I'm just going to build right on top of that freaking mushroom. It can live there. I don't care. We're going to use this thing once. It'll be hidden. Let's... Alright, so... That's the outport. Flip you this way. Alright, let me trim the excess and slap some walls around the base. Yes, everything's going to look like a bunch of floating platforms. We'll make it look cool later. I'm really not that worried about, you know, foundations and things. I'm mostly about the, you know, arrangement of the machines and things. I don't like the super compact. I like to see the stuff moving. Anyways, let me do this quickly. Hold on. Okay, so let me connect a couple of belts and drop a container here. One of these is going to be the... Okay, so we'll put the container here to be the central supply. And what I've got going on here, if you've seen my previous videos, I call it the fast belt, slow belt version of the manifold. And it helps keep... You know, like in a manifold layout like this, it keeps like the early machines from overfeeding too soon, so you have to wait for ever for the whole thing to fill. It facilitates that, and it gets things going much quicker. It's not instant still, but you know, it's basically it's the Mark V belt all down the center, and the slowest possible belt I can need depending on, you know, the ingredient machine. In this case, a Mark I, because they won't be using more than you know, the 60. Anyways, box, belts, nerf. I'm not sweating making this look pretty. This is very just utilitarian here. Right, I know my buttons. I do like that. Let me hook up the other belts here. Do I want to just clip? I could just be lazy. Okay, that's not critical clipping there. I can live with that. Again, you know, we're using this place once. All right. Let's shove some fuel in a box. Okay. So you can see here, using the slow belts to feed off that, you know, they don't take quite as much, and it leaves more to be hustled down. And eventually, yes, it does, you know, start to peter out. And I take personal offense to that phrase. But it's still, it's just gets them what they need going sooner. That'll take some time. Okay, while that's getting fed there, and I may probably have to come back and check that box out. In fact, you know, just for the fun of it. Or, no, because I don't want to build too. I want to build above this floor here, but I don't want to create too much need for more vertical space. This will be fine. Okay, compromise. That should cover it. And not be too tall. Okay. So, alright. I need to build in a source of sulfur and pipe in a source of oil. I don't need a lot of each. But this is going to be like, this belt work here will be the groundwork and like foundation of a bunch of other belt work here. It's going to probably look mostly the same. I want to try some different ideas to try and like make it look nicer. I do like the new curves feature. We'll see how this works out. So, all right, I need to get to the map because I need to see just how they've relocated the nodes and how, you know, where the closest. I know roughly where they are. Sulfur and oil nodes. Let's flip that. Okay, so I've loaded my save into the Satisfactory calculator, and here's my little biomass burner farm. And let's see if we zoom out a little bit here. Now I've already gone ahead and filtered it to show me the closest. Oh, there's sulfur right there. Oh, that's interesting. Ooh. Did I ever... Oh, I think I know which one that is, and I think that's in a cave system below that. Oh, I do think I remember that. I might be thinking of something else, but that's not important. Anyways, I am going to see... The first time I did this, I captured... There was different arrangement of sulfur nodes down here, and I captured those. Actually, there were 3 then. So we've got an impure and an impure, which are still just, they'll be fine to get us going. And, see, that one's way up high. That's, yeah, that's on top of the Crater Lakes there. This one appears to be low. Okay, so we're going to go for this one here, which means we're going to come down. I'm going to need to belt from here down through here. And this is basically what I did before. I just want to come up with a better layout this time. Something. I'll know it when I see it. Down through here. And the reason why I want to do it that way, now I've got this filter just to show me, you know, the ingredients I need right now. But there's also down here, there's limestone, there's copper, there's iron. And the thing is like I wind up, you know, dropping all these miners, you know, all around this area here, and they'll kind of like feed what up into this one central bus, right? And then that stuff gets, you know, passed up along this way and down, and then other stuff starts feeding into it. It'll make sense later. So, yeah, long belts. I do a lot of long belts, but we'll talk more about that later. For now, long belts. All right, so that's my half plan, and I'll probably scoop up all 3 of these nodes, and that's basically the same thing I did last time of oil. I think if I gather these together, yeah, they make a 600 pipe, all 3 of these together, and that will be ample for quite a bit of stuff. I have a new idea too about oils, petroleum products, but I'll talk about that again later too. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So these early ones here, these guys are already filled. It's just going on down the list. This won't be done. This will be done by the time we get back. Farts. I forgot to stop the clock again. Hold on. Although, that's pretty. I can work with that. That's. I mean, not for recording, but that's. You gotta take a moment sometimes. Oh, we're having eclipse? Hold on. Oh, is that why it's so dark? Saw one once before. Oh, it's not even a full. No, it's gonna partial it. Hold on, let me, Oh, it's just scraping it. Interesting. That's what you would call a conjunction then. Fascinating. Okay. Let me get back to the clock. Okay. I want to belt in the sulfur first, because that looks like it's going to be the longer trek. So we're not going to be feeding it, like, obviously, you know, this little plant is not going to be utilizing any of this, but we are going to actually make use of that underfloor to pass through. And that's kind of what I wound up doing a little more haphazardly. And actually, again, because I wasn't planning on it, this isn't going to be completely unhaphazard. But we'll try and make something nice out of it. Something, respectful. I got to freaking figure out. I had to change mods for my color swatches. So I got to figure that out. I actually have very, well, not very, but I've got a multi-layered color scheming. Anyways, all right. So we're going to come out this way. And it's basically, I want to leave avenues for coming in over land and yet water, and I don't know why. But I don't know. It feels like, the belts should come across land, where possible. I mean, bridges, of course, but, okay, yeah, that's one of the other nodes we'll be picking up later. Let me elevate so as not to aggro too many guys here. I just don't need to deal with it right now. We're not in that phase of the game. So I'm going to come down this way. Now what I want is like a single straight shot with like the least amount of bends, twists, curves, dips, just like, so like really looks unified. I don't want to destroy the habitat. I actually want to keep it as intact as I can. I mean, there's going to be clearance, definitely, obviously. I will dispose of some things that I just don't need in my way. But for the most part, I do want to work with the landscape because I think it looks nice. Anyways, all right. So, all right, I need a key stone because we're going to come down here. Not to aggravate anybody. We know those things hiding there. Those big, spiky things. We got legs. Alright, here it is. So, whoop, whoop. And in fact, that's it. We can clear it. I know you're here. I saw you. You got stuck in the water, didn't you? That's fine.
Samples of new alien species acquired. Notable features are blunt teeth, suggesting it is herbivorous, and a thickly plated skull and spine, suggesting it is proficient at inflicting and receiving blunt force trauma. Research the remains in the MAM to establish classification and potential countermeasures.
Hi, Bean. Did I pick both of them up? I thought there was one more. Yeah, we'll find it. That's what usually winds up happening as I come back and there'll be like, alien organs left over from like months before. Alright, so let's orient myself here. We came from that way, right? West, right. Okay, so... Oh, I know what I don't have. I don't have portable robots. Mining robots. Fart. And I was so happy that they freaking gave... that they those stack now, too. Actually, I've like... I think... I don't know. I think I got like a few hundred more. I don't know. Anyways, alright. So, I need to drop down a... what should we call it? Nope. This is not what I need. Fuck. Oh. Oh, I didn't need... I forgot. ID parts I put in. I wasn't worried about keeping those things on hand. I was forgetting how much I used them. Fuse modular frames, supercomputers, and turbo murders. Alright. I gotta make a little run. But what I could do, so it's not like a completely wasted trip. No, I'll worry about belting. Let me just get the parts I need. Hold on. You know, one thing I'm hoping that is changed in the game is, and maybe it's just not feasible, you know, but the how far away lighting renders in the game. I was, you know, kind of bummed me out a little bit that, you know, I'd like have, you know, I experimented with some nicely lit factories, and that'd be like flying in at them at the distance, you know, and you wouldn't see it until like you're like 500, 500 meters away, you know, something like that, and then all of a sudden, boom, all the lights there, you know, and it's like it pops in. So that'd be nice if they, even if it isn't here yet, that is something I still like to see. Not that my storage is nicely lit or anything. Don't think that's what I meant, but okay. So that'll last. Probably is gonna need some of those eventually, anyways. Radio control, a couple stacks of those just to have a hand. What do I got? Supercomputers. Do I have computers? Yes, I have a bunch of computers. That's fine. I'll put some of this away later. I grabbed some of those already. I probably should have some of these on hand. Do I already? I still got a fucking bunch of crap that actually never made it into the sink, and I just kind of like, all right, at least it's not like overflowing my inventory. I'll use it. All right. Turtle murders. Wasn't there something else? Fused. And these actually. Oh, wait, I know I've got you in here somewhere. Right there. Let me see how many crates. Yeah, see, that's what I never like needed all that many of those. Never like mass produced it. Obviously, I was making some, but just a couple of stacks. I used so few of those, I'm sure. All right, let me get back there. Okay, so I think I've got my idea, which is mostly the same idea as I had last time. I'll just try and like do it better somehow. Here. Oh, our little friend came out. Sorry, Piggy. Oh, it's not the piggy's fault. They're so good. They're so yummy. Okay. So we're going to place this. We're going to angle it out that way. And what I'm going to do... I'm going to use... Let me set a key block here. Yeah. Oh, God. You startled me. Got a hairball there. Hey, dude. Let's see. Now, the key block... It doesn't matter really so much if it's not laterally aligned with what I want to set down. Again, it's mostly about creating like a natural vertical joint between buildings, so things match in a place if they should ever need. But now, so I'm gonna get a half foundation. Set it on here. Let's rotate it something like this. So I want like mostly straight shots. So we're gonna have this like little elevated bridge that goes down along the stream here, and we'll zoop that out, and that will be the base for, the foundation for a stack of belts that will begin their delivery. And I think I need to angle it a little more over that way. Let's see, hold on. Okay, that was the right idea. Now I just have to do it a little to the left. That'll do. Okay. Now, so I gotta like get used to these new joining systems now too. I don't need that there now. We can delete that. And when everything is all up and running great, we'll come back and make everything look pretty later. That's my promise to myself. One of 1,000 I'm still working on. All right. So that's going to be our outbound path. So we'll angle him to facilitate that. Yeah, it's misty in this area. I know I could turn it off if I want to, but I don't. I dig it. Now, normally I would be color coding these as I planted them. I'll have to come back and do it later once I figure out the knack of the new Infinite Palettes mod. So otherwise, for the meantime, let's see. So I'll have to be wiring power along this as well. So one of the other things you might recall in the previous episode, I mentioned I don't like power poles. Nope, I don't like them at all. No, sir, I don't like it.
No, sir, I don't like it.
So I basically just use these blueprints. I'm going to clean up my blueprints of just these little kind of like little nubs, and all it is just a little node on a tiny bit of beam, and I can stick them anywhere. And what I like to do is I like to trail, or trace cables, like following along, the half foundation bridge for the belts. And that will, so basically, it's like one path, brings, resources out and power in. And you can conceal them, for the most part. I thought the new power towers were neat, but uglier. That's just me, So, let's see. Where have I got my little nubs? Oh, where's my nubs? I found my nubs. There's power grids. There we are. So I got some that go on the side, and power center side, power center top, power center top 2. What is this? Hold on. Oh, is that an auto connect thing? That little arrow? Or is it just new orientation? So, alright. So, and now, ironically, I'm not opposed to completely, like, there it is. I was trying to figure out what conceal the cables completely. It's like, obviously, it's like there's going to be a cable. But I just don't want it. So it's like jumping out at you, when you're going overhead. If you like that, then it's cool. There's nothing wrong with it. Style, personal. So I do like to make sure that I keep it, things lined up on the right side of the building. I don't like to clip it through the wires or through the building. But Bean, you're in my way. I did a center click on that, thinking that I could drop the whole blueprint. No, it just didn't drop the freaking the end there. That's fine. All right, so let me drop a couple more of these. try to follow the terrain, you know, a bit, mostly. I don't want it so it's completely invisible. I don't want to, like, bury it under the ground. I want to be able to see where the hell I put it, you know? And then what I'll do... Top 3, center, top, side. Oh. That's what I want. There we are. Okay. So, as I extend that out, and finally we rejoin with the main plant there, and maintain, that, then all I have to do is throw the switch. This guy will come online and start sending down the sulfur. So now, what So now I'm like, alright, I've got a new build mechanic that I gotta get the hang of. And like really just kind of like, And normally what I do is like, I would start off, with pre-placing a series of these guys. And that's always with the intent of, I'm stacking more onto it later. This is, not going to be a single built line. This is going to wind up gathering by the time it gets down to the main thing. There's going to be like 6 different things attaching to it. And, I would do these every, 6 segments. Because I think they'll go like 6.5 tiles. It just gets annoying trying to do that. I would have to place 1. So I would get the orientation set, so it knows which end is a source and which end is a destination. And then like later on, I would come back and I basically just add new stackables onto it, and everything would join together into this nice little, and it gets to be a bit of a wall, So, all right, let's tidy up a little bit of this stuff. I don't need all of it out of the way, but I want some of that. I don't need bushes in my freaking belts. Did they change it so... Oh, okay, for a second I thought it wasn't doing like an area. Okay. Alright, that's all I need. Alright. Let's get that connected. Oh, let's make this curved. Oh, of course. See? Yeah, let's do something like that, I'm happy with that. Alright. Cable's not clipping through. Normally, I don't like it to, like, cross, but I in the past, I've actually like had this go parallel, come out to this side here, make a nub over here. But the thing is, like, I'll want to keep the wires on that side of the bridge as it goes out, for some reason. And so I'll make a little hop that goes from the... I just don't need to do that right now. So let's get this bridge run down. Now, somewhere over here, I am gonna, okay, I gotta cross the river. Okay, right. So, because there's our little doorway, right? So, I'm gonna come like from there to here somehow. And then from here to here. Alright, so let's just get our belt run to here. Now, this is the thing, I don't expect, and I'm not really that worried about it if it doesn't. This isn't going to maintain my... No, of course it's not. I was thinking the auto connect thing. I don't want it to. No, never mind. All right, let me get my little things placed. I should just make this a blueprint, but. I wonder how many miles of belt I've laid down over the 6 years I've been playing this game. Is it 6 years now? Has it been that long? I'll have to check that. So I also, this is a double task here. I have to string my my nodes. Why is it sticking out like that? I might have to make new ones. I've had problems trying to keep the yeah, it's the end caps. They're elevating it away from the that's alright. Deal with that another time. It won't matter here. And I am gonna have to repaint these. I don't need to keep them this close together. The thing is, will they do too distant from each other? I'm not sure. Let's see, hold on. So, can you go here? Yes, can you go here? No. Alright, so we can do every other post. Alright, that's good. One of the things they mentioned was a recent fix was fixing the clickability of the posts for cabling things. And actually, I hadn't realized how, not difficult, but like fussy, fidgety, fiddly it could be. Until I realized, I was trying to reflexively pre-anticipate, where it was going to misclick me to and compensate against it. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And it's like, oh, no, it's just working correctly. So, okay. So you are placed. We are going to do one more additional thing here. So for my overclocking, I only really overclock the miners and the extractors and things to get as much resource out of the ground. I don't really overclock the production at all. If anything, I underclock everything by just a smidge. We'll talk about that later. But so yeah, basically I have to use a max output here. Everything's calculated on how much supply I've got coming in, and I need as much supply as I can manufacture of these resources. And so where's my slugget bugs? I don't think I need all of those because I need a 780. No, that's all of them. Wait, oh no, because it's impure. That's fine. That's good. That's all right. We can still work with that. All right, so that will give us the maximum possible from this node, 300. That is more than we need, much more. It will contribute to the greater scheme. So what I'll wind up doing after I get the paint swatches is, because I want the nodes, the miners and things, as I encounter them in the wild, to kind of tell me who they're working with, what they're joined to. And so when I set up my color coding for something like, we've got a miner, we got the belt, we got the posts. I want to keep those all in the same color scheme. Not between the posts. Posts are a different thing. Like who it's working for. This is going to the turbo fuel plant, right? So this will get a red scheme. The belt will get a red scheme. So if I encounter the belt or encounter the miner, I'll know red. Oh, I see he's going to the turbo fuel. The posts will get painted as to which plant they're being powered by. So you could see something might be, green here and green there, or red or whatever, and know where it's getting its power and know it's where it's sending its product to. It works out. And then once it hits the factory, though, I change it up a bit. But we'll talk more about that later. All right, so this is wired down to here, belted down to here. Okay, so we got to get up this little hop here. Hey, bud, how are you? I've squished a lot of your friends. I'm sorry. I kind of need them. I might need you later, but we're good for now. All right, we good? We good, bro? All right, we good? You sure? Okay. Oh, whatever, dude. All right, so let's see. So Puerto Pedro, Herb. You're one of the big boys. Let's have some fun with you. Nope. You know what I want? I want a mod that shows me the arc and where I'm gonna like land. Oh, there's 2 of you down there. Oh, there's a third. Oh wait, are you all big ones? They had a perk like that, I believe, in Fallout, and very useful. Okay, so we got 2 little ones and a big one. All right, let's yeah. Sorry, you guys just gonna get in my way. Buttons. Wrong buttons. God. I got him. Where'd the other one? Somebody was just over here, right? Or did he send himself off? I have totally seen them do. Oh, there you are. Oh, I'm. Alright. Like, we might still even run into patches of just leftover parts. Animal parts, that is. Okay. So. That's funny how it almost lines up perfectly like that. Okay, so. Alright. Key block. No. I gotta clear that stuff out of my view. Let's maybe just extend to 1. Yeah. No. Fingers work against each other sometimes. Okay. That's still not gonna be it, is it? Let's bring it out this way. Let's see. Tree's gotta go. A little added drama. I'm not unopposed. I'm not opposed. Alright, so I think you're gonna be the one. Alright, let's get that zooped down here. So that was not a bad estimation. Definitely deceiving how far over you think you are when you're not. Even where I'm at right now, I'm probably so like, if I wanted to make it completely straight, so probably would have had to come out like, several more. But that's okay. So my main thing is I want just a single, like, unbroken, mostly unobtrusive. I mean, I want you to see it, but I don't want to break stuff if I don't have to. Yes, it's a giant floating extension of concrete, I know. actually... Okay, we'll worry about how we're going to, like, interconnect it when I get down there. First, I need to run an attachment, but I need to get my posts placed. But I have to start from that end. Alright, so let me clean this out. I don't need these quite this far out. That should do it. So we're going to lead him in, maybe do a little hop. Just to use that for an unnecessary like leg up or something on right now. Let's see. First, I want to get my posts out. Alright. Lay one belt. I have to make sure we start him from the correct direction. So the others follow suit. Let's get that belted. I've been pondering how much I want to use the new belts, because I was looking at the recipes and wow, that's some rare shit. Ingredients we need for that, and I don't know how much we can really make in the game. So it's like not something that we can do, and just like, yeah, as I upgraded my belt each time, you know, going from a 30-inch and then a 32-inch and then eventually, you know, a 40-inch, and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, wait, wrong belts. So, but as I progressed in the earlier stages of the game, you know, it's like everything was done with the Mark 1s, and then as I got the technology, I went and upgraded everything to Mark 2s, and then the Mark 3s, and eventually the whole game was running freaking, you know, aluminum all the way through. And then finally I started using, like, different belt speeds. I got a loud bird outside my window. He's saying hi. He's saying... Bird outside my window. Bird outside my window. He's saying hi. He's saying... like different belt speeds. I got a loud bird outside my window. Bird outside my window. I heard a quote from a biologist once. So basically, whatever a bird is singing, he's either saying me, 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 or mate, mate, mate. Wow, he's like right in my freaking ear. Okay, so now how to bring these two together. I don't know if I really want to do that hop or not. It's just, oh, shit, it's almost like right in line. So what I could do. Alright, let's see, hold on. Ooh, I suppose it doesn't really matter, but. This is just guidance. It's not where I wanted that. No, that won't be it. Wait, I need those. You're in that, right? Huh. So weird. Okay. But we're not going to use that bit. Let me... I am glad for the new curved belt mode, because before to get nicely curved belts, it meant a lot of extra steps. Alright, let's take that stuff out. Do you like that? Yep. Okay. Now let's get my accountant. Now, in the past, I've gone out of my way to make sure I had, like, you know, I liked the verticality of the elevators, but sometimes I do like a more organic look. Plus, that's still stackable. All right, I'm gonna get my power nodes. So, you know what I like about these? I could just stick them on the rocks too. This one I want top facing though. I thought I had better ones saved. Wait. Yes, well, at least for the top. Yeah, I actually went out of my way and fixed that to not have the posts, but not for the sub mount. I'll do it the old-fashioned way for the moment. Remember my hotkeys. They just line up so much neater this way. Now later on, setups like these will also serve as framework for future projects. I can add additional circuits and just, you know, tack things on to the existing stuff and keep things nice and neat. Oh, I already got that one. Alright. Good. Okay. So, we've got our miner out there. He's got his power line. He's got his belt. He's got his overclocking. And he's sending his goodies out here. Does a little hop up this rock onto this next belt. Now, last time I just kept stacking things vertically, and it did. It just became this wall, which was neat in its own way, I suppose. But I do want to get like more kind of like a parallel bus as I go, because later on, when I have all these different ingredients kind of like piling in, which belt they come out at the end starts to become, well, you gotta accommodate for that. So yeah, I had some squirrely spaghetti going on to make things work before. All right, let's get to the end. Ooh. Maybe, So, okay. That could have been a little better, but I can totally work with it. So I was just having an idea, and, oh, you guys are all ready to go. Look at you. Let's see, how much did we use? Nearly all of it. Top up some more, right? Yep. I got more growing over the other place there. I got more stuff to load up in there. I still should make a little biofuel plant over here at some point. I'll have use for it later on, and just may as well be part of this. So, yeah, the last build, I had like, I want to say like a dozen different belts, all coming in, and with stuff that would be fed down to the rest of New Nuketown. And getting it like in A, organized, B, tidily, C, manageably. Oh god. So I was, wonder if I built like just basically a whole like interchange kind of like controller building in here. So if I just stack things randomly on here, it comes into like a building just built between the wedges here, and it just closes it up, it's got a whole big knot of sorting, you know, of redirection, so that everything comes out the other side nice and organized and ready to be easily passed down, you know, along to the that's an idea for a later time. Alright, so let's get the power onto that guy. I'm not going to worry about bringing the belt all the way in just yet, because I don't know exactly how I'm going to place the next level of plant. But I do want to just get the power on and basically get that guy turned up. He'll turn on, this belt will start packing, we'll have our sulfur ready to go. Let me cut this here. Now again, like I said, or do I just want to? Alright, we can change it later. Alright, so I'm going to take, let's see. Alright, let's do some. Oh, I gotta connect one other thing. Oh, I rigged the line down here just so I could do this, didn't I? Come on, get down, you dope. Oh my god, what am I doing here? Nick! Right. I need to connect these three things together. Good. Now, let me take double pole, basic, stick it in a corner here. Now, later on, I've also got a whole color scheming set up for power supply, internal and external. We'll get to that another time. Alright, so now I've got an outward connection from this little pod. Now, let me use some of my little posts. Now, I'm not opposed to a little judicious clipping of wires and things, but I do want to, like, basically just trail around the contours of the terrain as much as I can. Oops, shit. Is that trying to auto-connect the power line? So now I got it. Or is that just stuff flying in the air? Okay, so we're going to make it hop over here. We'll figure out a neater way later. Right. Famous last words. And we'll bring it up. Okay. So we'll get you there. All right. So, those guys have load now. Load now. And it shouldn't be long before we see sulfur coming down here. Wait. I mean, I know it's going to take a minute, but it's got a long way to go. But am I getting anything? Am I powering this right? Production 151. Consumption 151. Right. Capacity 1800. Right, because it's got more power. I might have to add a little extra. So... Oh, wait, there it is. I can see it. Okay, so that will be ready and waiting for us. Now, oil. Let's see. Alright, so now the oil is over in this direction. I remember reading some time back. Ooh, what's that one? I don't want to get into it with every single creature I see going around, but I am curious. One of the reasons why they didn't want flight originally was that they felt it would, detract from the aspect of exploration in the game. And actually, I agree. If this were an ability, just like straight away, a lot of the game's effect would be lost. I do want to say that, I never really ran any mods until after I basically already played it vanilla and unlocked everything. So, here's one of them, right? Alright, there's two. So if these are the two, I know this area a little bit. There should be a third up over here facing south. Okay, right up this little hill here. Up that little thing. And no. It's easy to say, oh, they must have changed it, but no, it's probably me. Unless this is already the upper part. I thought there was... Well, yeah, I suppose I could use my tools. Again, I'm trying to remember how to play. Okay, so there's one, right? There's the two. Now where's the three? Hold on a second. I need to check the map again. Okay, so I had the right ballpark. Let's see. While I got this here, let me see. What would be the... I want to make sure I'm leveraging gravity. I have an intent for this plant. This may come out looking very strange, or possibly cool. Yeah, well, I wouldn't put any money on it, but who knows? All right, so these are the higher elevation ones. I know these got to go down a little hill, and so then, right, I got to work out this way, and unless I want to try and like implement as few pumps as absolutely necessary. Most of my rough power plans, they don't have the ability to forecast, including all the incidental mining, and resource extraction that's incurred, and that stuff is all overclocked. So those take a little, those are a fair little chunk on the power there. So I want to try and like use, like pump once, let gravity do the rest, you know? But what if I did something? I want to try and keep it short also. Try and minimize the travel length. So does this work? I could start from here. That would be a pump uphill from here. Maybe put a reservoir or something up here. Buffer. Let's look at the area and see what it looks like and see how that starts feeling out. Okay, so I'm here at this upper. See, the way I want to do my turbo fuel factory is I want to, like, you know, it's not going to need a whole lot of oil. And all the problems that I had with the initial versions, all my fluid problems were all fighting gravity, which it just really took me a long time to get there. And even so, I'm not like fully, you know, have fully fleshed out ideas on how I want to implement it yet. So some things could look interesting, funky even. Alright, so what can I do? We got critters. I came through here last time. I just ran the pipe along the, and I might still again, but, well, that means running things downhill and having to pump them up over again. Some of this stuff is already elevated. I have to, well, I don't have to, but I'd like to utilize that. So really, this is like the only one that, no, I shouldn't say it like that, but it's not quite what I meant. Oh, hi, how are you? Yeah, we'll play with you in a minute. So he's going to come up here, and it's going to have to pump up this hill. But that's only one node that we have to pump uphill, right? So now it comes up and meets up with these two. And so now they're combined. And it's that way I gotta go. Alright. If I come up here, I don't know if this is going to be quite high enough for my intent. Well, you know something? It'll all be work done and out of the way. Even if my idea might get a little taller. I really need... This is going to be a kind of a tower build to try and maximize the gravity. But there is always this, like, your initial pump up, right? So, to do the least amount of up pumping... Oh, the up pump. Alright, so how about I work toward a buffer here. Alright, I can work with that. Let's see. I'm missing copper sheets. Take a quick survey of my inventory and see maybe I could suck up some other things, common stuff. Oops, that's not the inventory. I kind of do need to put some of these computers away. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Hold on. I really ought to be carrying more concrete. Alright, let's get back. Oh, wait. Concrete. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, stupid finger. Alright. It's more. That's mostly a guide. I can reposition that if I need. I may. But let's get the oil up here. So, how are we gonna route this? So, what I should probably do. Alright, let's start with that. See if we're in mostly the correct direction that we're trying to get through. Oh, is that radioactive? Okay. So, all right, let's get this piped over here. Let's get this pipe by itself first. Oh, the bugs! What is this? Oh, it's a Mercer. Oh, they changed it. I see.
Look through the window and witness a threat.
Wait, what? It's new. We'll have time for all that later. Okay, so, alright, that's our little pump we're going to join in with. Our pump, our pipe. Alright, let's get this guy pump up and then. Alright, and we're going to point him to go that way. Alright, which side is my power post? Okay, it's back. That's fine. Let's see. We'll put in the rest of the power poles later. Not power poles, but let's get him overclocked. And let's lay out some pipes to go up here. Alright, let me lay a trail of a power line there, Tau. Tau? 2. Okay, and again, I'm gonna come back and paint this. Alright, let's get these others. Any playmate? So, okay, we want to get up there. So, we'll line these two up. They'll come together. They'll join into one. This guy will merge into it. And then we're going to have to do one big pump to get it up to that level. Hey, pal. Let's see. So, this one can point just straight at it. Mostly straight. We'll try and go through the trees. Mostly straight. This one will pump it right in as it passes by. He'll join into it, and then he'll join in. And everybody will hold hands and sing Kumbaya. Okay, there's our basic pipe layout. Let me get my power lines. Always with the power lines. Just no escape. Okay. Clock them. Okay. Now, gotta. Oh, let's join this. Good. All right. Now, let's see. Let me get the pumps that I need for here. Let's see, I forgot to make a note how high that one goes. Shit. Alright, so it at least goes up to that little sharp bend there. Okay. So, whoop, stuck on something. What the? Let's see, how high does he go? Not farther than I thought. Excellent. Alright, so I'm going to power him in a second before I forget where I have to put the next one. Okay. So those are in place. Those will come together. Now, these don't really need pumps so much. Yeah, they've got some head lift of their own. I like to put an extra pump on these, though, just to get the line pointed in the correct direction and know where it's supposed to be going, you know? Debating whether I actually need a valve here or not. I don't want anything backflowing. And this guy could... it's not critical. Alright, here's what I do. See? Okay. So I'll come up here. They'll join together. They combine. They continue going this way. And let's get another valve here. And he's already basically right there, so he's going to have his own. Alright. Let's see. How awful do I want to make this on myself? Could just extend the bridge out. Come out here. Actually put the fluid buffer just here. It doesn't need to be out at the end. Once it's got it, you know, gravity does the rest. Yeah, I think we're doing something like that. Alright, and let's do something like this. It's a larger platform than I need, but okay. And as before, I will put a pump here just to give it a little oomph. Make sure it knows which way it's supposed to be going. Power up here a bit. Now, here's the pain. Alright, here's what we do. Alright, we may have to accept a little judicious clipping on the tree. We'll role play that we carved out a little section of the bell there. Right? Yeah, sure. So, okay. So let's put a pump here. See how far it takes us up. Oh, okay, there it is. Alright, so, okay. So make sure this guy's on the inside of the headlight area. You don't need to cut it too close. And... oh, I should... 1 second. Now... he says he's gonna push it in. Alright. That should be all we need, right? Alright, let's get the power strung. We'll make a prettier wall later. Yeah, we gotta continue this route. Yep. It's gonna be our trail to power in. Okay. Actually do a little something here, just it doesn't look quite so broad now. Okay, it's minor. Yeah. Alright, so... alright. Everything's powered. Well, wired. Got our pumps built in. We got our path laid up. We got our one pump up in place. Okay, let me... get power passed down along this little bridge here. Do it off this side. Okay. Alright, so let's see where this takes us down here now. Okay. So that's going to come down. Well, we'll know when we see how high our tower has to go. I'll explain about that a little bit later. This video might not get quite as far as I wanted it to, without making it days long. Alright, so let me do this. Let me get some power run into each of these directions. I don't want to simply snap them directly into this. I want to like set up like a primary circuit that I can switch on and off. You know, it's not that I need to switch it off very often, but basically it'll be to cut it over to the fuel generator plant when I have that built, to turn this off when it's not needed any longer. Alright, so, alright, the power comes here. Oh, and I already did, I just snapped it right in, because... Alright, yes, I'll worry about that later. Let's see... I'm gonna make a temporary bridge. And just so I can, like, run a string of wire across the water here and then run it up to join in here. So actually, let me start from this end. Okay. And I'll use this just as a guide, and then delete off the extra foundations I don't need. Maybe I will leave it in place. Alright, I'll leave it in place for now. Because I don't see any boats coming in the future, so. Alright. Nope, not quite. We have one more connection to make. Let me throw a little door in the side here. Just kind of add in doors where why? Okay, that was weird. Oh. Throw in doors where I wind up needing them. And, well, that's interesting. I mean, I knew I plunked these down on top of it, but that's, the mist that gathered in here. Come down and hang out in the mushroom room, man. Breathe the spores. Yeah, right. Let's see. So let's make this one last wire connection here, and that will get our oil pumps running. I'll worry about the switch later. Let's go check in. I'm not worried about piping it all the way down yet. I want to see that it gets piped up. Okay, so these guys should be filling immediately, pretty much. Yep. Right. Yep. Okay, good. How are you doing? You got a little more work to do. And we are filling fantastically. Pumpity pump, pump, pump. And are we getting up there? So this one might have reached its limit. This might have been a little... That was inside the pump zone. The head lift, though. Or did I not? I didn't power this one. Haha. There we go. Alright. Valve is valving. Okay, we're backed up here. We're backed up here. Sweet. See, we shouldn't actually be backed up. We should be filling. No, we're going. Alright, alright. Okay. Fillity filling. There's part of me that thinks I need a valve here, too. But, I mean, it really just shouldn't be necessary. Is that full already? This is full already. Right on. Yeah, because that pump that I put here, it just takes it and just packs the pipe right away as soon as it freaking gets in the buffer. And this won't take too long at all. And the Jumpstarter should last for a while. So, how much have I got here? I got that much. That's good, though. I mean, that's actually still going to last a long-ass time. These things are packed. They're fully loaded. and they want for nothing. And if it really comes down to it, I've got a little mini blueprint I can just attach onto the side here, and have, just as long as I can stuff leaves and wood into a box, they'll have all the biofuel that I could ask for. Interesting. Okay, all right. Folks, I really was hoping to get farther along in this video, but this is already going to run a bit long, but that's important work we got done. This is, yeah, so next episode, what I want to do is we'll do the blueprints for my turbo fuel factory and the some basic chunks for the fuel generators, and at least get a dent in that. I don't know if we're going to complete that next episode or not. I got to get some editing done now. I got to whittle this down. So, folks, thank you as always for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thanks for hanging out. And until next time, stay healthy and take care out there.